For 9 years, Daniel never took a single day off. Not when he had the flu. Not when his car broke down. Not even on his birthday. As a single father raising his 8-year-old daughter, Lily, Daniel believed one thing. Work hard now, so she never has to struggle later. He was the first to arrive at the office, the last to leave. While others took beach trips and holiday selfies, Daniel stayed behind, covering their shifts without complaint. But this year was different. Lily looked at him one night and whispered, "Daddy, have we ever been on a holiday?" That question broke him. So for the first time in 9 years, Daniel requested 3 days off. His boss, Victoria Hayes, stared at the leave form like it offended her. "You? Vacation?" She scoffed. "You know this is our busiest quarter." Daniel nodded respectfully. "I understand, ma'am, but it's just 3 days. My daughter." She cut him off. "This company rewards dedication, Daniel. Don't disappoint me." The message was clear. Choose work or risk everything. But this time, Daniel chose his daughter. He packed a small suitcase, turned off his work phone, and took Lily to a seaside resort 2 hours away. For 3 days, he wasn't an employee. He was just that. They built sandcastles, ate ice cream for breakfast, watched sunsets together. For the first time in years, Daniel smiled freely. He had no idea someone from the company had spotted him at a luxury restaurant and taken a photo. Monday morning, Daniel walked into the office refreshed and hopeful. Victoria was waiting, her expression ice cold. She threw a printed photo onto his desk. It showed Daniel and Lily laughing at a beautifully decorated table inside an upscale restaurant. "Enjoying yourself?" she asked loudly. The entire office went silent. "You said this was about your daughter," she continued. "Yet you're dining somewhere most of my executives can't afford." Daniel calmly replied, "It was a gift." Victoria smirked. "Well, you won't be enjoying any more company benefits. You're fired." Gasps filled the room. 9 years of loyalty, gone in 30 seconds. Security escorted him out. But Victoria didn't know one thing. That dinner wasn't just dinner. The restaurant that night had been reserved by someone very important. A quiet, older gentleman had approached Daniel and Lily while they were eating. He had overheard Lily telling her father, "This is the best day of my life." The man smiled warmly. He introduced himself as Mr. Edward Langford, owner of Langford Holdings, the parent company that owned Daniel's company. He had watched Daniel carefully, noticed how he treated staff kindly, how he always paid for others' meals first, how his daughter hugged him like he was her entire world. So he paid their bills secretly and asked Daniel a simple question. If you had the power to change one thing about your workplace, what would it be? Daniel didn't know who he was talking to, so he answered honestly. Leadership that sees people, not just profits. Mr. Langford never forgot that point. 3 days after Daniel was fired, the entire company received an urgent email. Emergency executive meeting. Mandatory attendance. Victoria walked into the boardroom confidently, until she saw Mr. Edward Langford sitting at the head of the table. Her confidence evaporated. He spoke calmly. "I met one of your employees this weekend." Her stomach dropped. He spoke highly of the company, despite being overworked, despite never taking leave in 9 years. He placed the same restaurant photo on the table. "I'm curious, Ms. Hayes, why was this loyal employee terminated?" Silence, then panic. She tried to justify it. "Sir, discipline and image are." He interrupted. "No, humanity is." Then he said the words that changed everything. "Effective immediately, Daniel will be reinstated. as Regional Operations Director. The room exploded in shock. And as for you, Ms. Hayes, pause. You're relieved of your position. When Daniel received the call, he thought it was a prank. Until Mr. Langford himself said, "Your daughter reminded me why I built this company." Daniel returned not as a worker, but as a leader. His first policy change? Mandatory paid family leave. Because no child should wait 9 years for one holiday. And no parent should fear losing their job for choosing love. Sometimes the world tests your loyalty. But never forget, your character is always being watched. Not by those above you in the office, but by those above you in life. Choose love. Choose integrity. Choose courage. Because you never know who's sitting at the next table. If this story moved you, subscribe to Rise and Inspire for more powerful life-changing stories.